Nigerians react as Aisha calls for the abolishment of the Senate. At this point, I think it is long overdue because you see those people that approved the passing of the bill of the national anthem, the change of it. Those people, they're not worthy. They're not worthy to be in that seat. They are what? Not worthy to be on that seat. The news and detail, please. A renowned right activist Aisha was called for the scrapping of the Nigerian Senate to reduce the cost of governance. Yusufu, co-founder of the Bring Back Our Girls movement, made the call in an interview with iReporter Online on Sunday in Lagos. She was reacting to calls in some quarters that the country should jettison the bicameral legislature, two-chamber National Assembly, and adopt a unicameral legislature to reduce the cost of governance. The activist said Nigeria could alternatively consider the reintroduction of the parliamentary system of government to reduce the heavy funds spent on the National Assembly. According to her, until something is done about the cost of running the government and corruption, Nigerians will not feel the dividends of democracy. We need to really and critically examine our democracy and look at what fits us and serve the ordinary people and the masses. That the one that will not be too expensive. What we have now is too expensive. We need to cut costs and not just continue what we have that has not been working for Nigerians. I totally support the call for us to have a unicameral legislature and scrapping the Senate. It is very important because the kind of governance that we are practicing is very expensive. As a country, we really don't have the kind of money. We really don't have that kind of money. Apart from this, the fact is that both the Senate and House of Representatives end up duplicating functions in terms of what they do, Yusufu said. She said the Senate had been turned into a retirement home for a lot of incompetent and failed governors who do not do anywhere well for the people in their state. She said that Nigeria has continued to bear the brunt of the resources allocated to these political retirees in the Senate. Yusufu added, the Senate is a joke ground. We cannot say what the Senate does in a real sense different from what the House of Representatives do. The senators, do nothing special, and at the end of the day, they are paid a humongous amount of our money and such allowances for doing nothing different. We found out that a good number of them, especially those that are former governors, while they get this humongous salary, are collecting pensions from the respective states. There is no way democracy can work for the masses with this kind of waste of public funds that could have been directed to put happiness to the face of a common man. According to her, Senegal is practicing a unicameral legislature after abolishing the Senate for the second time in September 2012. She said, and I quote, "The House of Representatives is enough for it to be able to take care of a law-making aspect of the nation, oversight and other things that the legislative arm of government does. Unicameral legislation should be adopted in Nigeria because bicameralism is too expensive, apart from the fact that it slows down the business of lawmaking. It is not working for us. We do not have the kind of money to run it and maintain this, especially at a time when the masses are suffering. Having a single legislative arm will pay us better in terms of reduction of cost of governance," she said. Yusufu decried that Nigeria had not in a real sense been practicing a true federal system of government. The activist further said the country could also adopt a parliamentary system of governance to reduce the cost of governance. She said that Nigeria could no longer sustain the current presidential system of government. This will also pay us in terms of reduction of the cost of governance because whoever is leading the country is the one that is first among equals. Ministers in this system are selected from members of the parliament that are elected. So that reduces the cost of governance drastically and better than what we have now, where separate people are brought in as ministers, she said. The activist said that both the bicameral legislature and presidential system of government had brought a lot of pressure on the nation's resources. We can have a parliamentary system of government. We shall be reducing the cost of governance drastically. The Prime Minister would not be this powerful and exercise control over everything, including the appointed ministers, because ministers are also members of the parliament. She said, I support what Aisha Yusufu is saying, or what she said, 1000%. Tell me, what is the difference between National Assembly and, Senate House? No, tell me, what is the difference? The one way scatter my bread, as I was reading my brain, as I was reading it, I was saying, wait, too. Yes, I know that most governors, after they finish, they'll run for, what's it called? House of Assembly, for Senate. And they will find themselves there. And even as they are there, they're collecting pension. See, that is why I said, whether you like it or not, within 1 year, we would know if somebody is truly ready for us. Somebody is truly ready to give us governance. Now look at what is happening in Abia State. I'm not talking about what was done. I'm talking about the law that was recently abolished, where no longer they don't pay pension. Immediately you serve finish your 4 years, if not 1 tenure you serve, the people say they don't like you. As you go your house, there is nothing like pension for you. You have collected all the money you collect. You understand? You don't do your work finish. You go. Do you understand? Do you understand? But what has been happening in other states, it continued in other states as well. To me, this law is portraying him in a light that even he himself, meaning if he finishes ruling what's it called, he's the first tenure, the people of Abia State say they don't want, he go out. If he finish ruling the first tenure and they say, oh, we want you for second term, he comes back. And after ruling the second tenure, he drops the pen, carry his bag and baggages, and relocates back to wherever he came from and start doing whatever he was doing before going to the government house. Do you understand? Now that one I scatter my brain. They are telling us they cannot pay us common 75,000. They say they cannot pay us common 250,000 naira. When they scrap the Senate House now, it's either they scrap one. Which one she even say make we scrap? Make I go. Okay? Yes. By the time they scrap the Senate House, we have enough money to pay over this, and we have extra. And of course, not just scrapping the Senate House. Scrapping the Senate House, number one. You see that nonsense, smelly mumu law that they put, that they'll be giving them pension. They should also scrap it. By the time they remove it, my dear, we'll have more than enough funds to go around. You can now truly pay people who are working. Yes, you can pay people who are working. Fully supported or abolish the House of Rep and reduce senators to 1 per state. Okay? Somebody is listening to this. Somebody is saying, you are very lousy, you just talk anyhow. Imagine. Imagine how a person go listen to what this man talk and he's saying they're very lousy. Kai. Now God will join us with these people. Now, yes, there's nothing. God join us with these people now. And I just saying join us with these people. So that we go feel put up with them. So maybe go feel correct them. Because I cannot understand why somebody who is fully grown will talk like this. All right, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen until I come your way next time. Enjoy the rest of